Hello, I'm Nathan Judah. I'm here with Wolves supporter. It is Mr. Liam Keane. Liam, an early Christmas present for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolves 2, Chelsea 1. Not at the best, but my God, that's an effective result.
Oh, it's a massive result.
Huge.
I mean, where does that put Wolves now? Level on points.
11th. Level on points with Chelsea.
Chelsea and Bournemouth, isn't it?
Yeah, but
whatever. I mean, if anyone had given Wolves 11th by Christmas with what happened in the summer, that is a magnificent return.
Absolutely.
Gary O'Neill and the players.
22 points.
Absolutely.
From 18 games.
You have to call it what it is first of all, but then be fair as well and say maybe in the first half Wolves weren't at their best. They had spells in this game. I felt like maybe a draw would have been a fair result on the balance of the whole game because Chelsea had moments, and if they were as clinical as West Ham were last weekend, Chelsea would be 2 or 3 up in that first half.
It'd have been game over.
Exactly, but you know, Wolves held their ground. They were, I think, organised and diligent in the second half, took their goals really well, and had some individual performers that buoyed them onto a great result.
Well, I think you said it right. It was chaotic in the first half in terms of possession for Wolves, but they kept the ball on the floor. I think second half they were more calm, they were more measured, and I think they grew into the game. And when Sterling missed that chance when it was basically 3-0 in that first half, I think the crowd got on top of them, and Wolves really found their feet, and they carried that forward. The signs of the last 5 or 10 minutes in that first half, and then, like you say, second half they were excellent.
Yeah, so maybe 15 minutes or so end of the first half, and then they come out second half. Probably a little bit fortunate to be 0-0, albeit ended the half the better side, and carry on from where they left off. They were on the front foot early. Thiago Silva mistake, Hwang nicking the ball, João Gomes having a shot deflected. That set the stall out for early parts of the second half, and the goal came fairly quickly after that. And the timing of the goal was really important. The manner of the goal was really important, and the player himself that scored it was really important. I thought Mario Lemina was absolutely magnificent.
Well, he epitomised Wolves, didn't he?
Yeah.
And a great ball as well. I mean, we've had a little bit of a go at Paulo Sarabia with some of his distribution at times, but I think that corner was spot on. When he put it in that mixer, in that danger zone, you're asking for it. And Totti, just before the warning signs there, should have really done better, but decent save. But I think either side of the keeper, that's 1-0, and then Lemina, as good as he is defensively and breaking up possession, he scored some important goals this season.
Really has. When Wolves were struggling in that first half, he was making tackles, he was winning balls, he was G'ing the crowd up. I mean, early on, within the first 2 or 3 minutes here, down in front of the South Bank, Broja cuts inside Totti, he's about to shoot, and Lemina comes in, slide tackle, wins the ball and celebrates it like it's a goal in front of the South Bank, and that set out the atmosphere for his own performance throughout the afternoon. He was brilliant, and he's not the only one. I thought João Gomes in that second half was absolutely outstanding, winning every ball, winning every single blade of grass. I mean, he covered every blade of grass, covered every yard. He was magnificent. So, and I thought, look, I could go through the whole team. I thought there was a lot of good performances there. So, it's a mixed afternoon for the overall performance, but it's certainly not mixed when it comes to the result. It's a huge 3 points that puts Wolves in such a good position going into Christmas.
And fair play to Gary O'Neill bringing on the best finisher of the club in Matt Doherty. I mean, look, it's incredible the amount. It's not by luck, is it? I mean, obviously his first spell here, he was fantastic. He was goals, he was an assist machine, but he finds himself into some superb positions. We couldn't quite understand what position he was playing.
He was playing midfield,
it was midfield,
and
breaks. And look, he only needs one chance, and it's a great second goal. And look, it was needed in the end as well.
Yeah, exactly. João Gomes wins the ball in the far corner as well, so he starts the phase, plays a nice 1-2 with Hugo Bueno. It's a lovely ball actually from Bueno that should be dealt better with by the Chelsea defence. It's a lazy flick with the heel, and it falls perfectly to Doc, who made a pretty simple but effective run into the box. And he opens his body up, and it's an easy finish for a professional footballer, but with that kind of pressure on you,
I don't know, it seems fair for you to fluff the lines out.
It's a fair point, but he should be scoring it, shouldn't he? But you can imagine the pressure at that moment in time. It's the 93rd minute. Wolves still 1-0 at that point, but you don't know where the game's going to go. And obviously, as you mentioned, they did end up getting a goal shortly afterwards, Chelsea. It's a really, really nice finish. Open the body up, just almost fake to go to the other corner, just roll it into the far corner. Lovely goal, and then Wolves switch off for a split moment, split second in the 96th minute. Kilman, who I thought was very good actually today, just lost him a little flat-footed, a little bit asleep. And Nkunku, it's a good header. And thank God Wolves got that second goal.
But like you say, you look at it and you look at the last 4 games, Wolves have not played well, good football in the last 4 games really, apart from in patches, but Burnley, Forest, West Ham, now Chelsea, 7 points from those 4 games. That's a decent return, it really is. Going to, of course, you've got Brentford who've got a big break as well with Manchester City in the Club World Cup, so they're going to be refreshed. Everton at home here, but you look at Brentford, you look at Everton, you're thinking there's no reason why Wolves can't go on there. Remember, they had not a lot of options on that bench today. The senior players came on, but there was there's obviously some virus in the camp. There's an issue there, so that it was a weak, young bench. Pedro Neto still to come back into this team. Things are looking up, and then you've got January around the corner, maybe a couple of additions. I tell you what, the Judah barbecue could be on.
I'm not
a little
sure,
bit of European Conference League, but
I take it.
It's amazing to be on that. Say, like you say, with the amount of money that Chelsea spent to be level on points with them. This is a team we're talking about who are predicted to go down this season at the start of this season. It is an incredible achievement really from Gary O'Neill. Whether you like him, whether you don't like him, he has got the best out of these guys. And you're going to get bad results, of course you are. And he said that from the start. We know that. But when you don't play well or you play okay and you've beaten the likes of Chelsea at home, it makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah, to be fair, I think of those 4 games you mentioned, Wolves probably played better today than any of those 4 actually, on the balance of all of those games. But you are completely right. Look, they've got illness in the camp. Semedo, Lemina, Dawson and Nkunku all struggling at West Ham. All played, but so can't use it as a major excuse, but they were struggling with illness. Had a couple of days of training off the following, or during the week, leading up to this game. And then we come into this game, and albeit it is 3 players that may not have started in Traoré, Silva and Bellegarde. I mean, Bellegarde's the only one of those 3 that may have started. Those 3 were all missing, and once you lose them, you've got 3 kids coming onto the bench. Again, illness again, the reason for those 3. So, Wolves have got a small squad. They've got their light on options. They now have Dawson go off, injured here. They need additions, but with what is here, and I keep using this reference because I think it's really important, you've got a squad here, by and large the same squad, apart from a couple of additions late on in the window, that Julian Lopetegui publicly said we're not good enough to stay up in the league, or compete was the phrase he used, to compete in the Premier League. I think they're showing, and Gary O'Neill's showing, they're more than good enough to compete. They need additions, they need a few changes here and there, but this is a good side that Gary O'Neill is getting every ounce of effort out of.
3 days until they go to Brentford. Would you expect to see changes, or is it keep on going, guys? I mean, we've got that winter break coming up, haven't they? We've all got a bit of a break. There's not many games in January. There's a few people who are pretty much in the red zone, you would say, to
you'll have to patch a few up when you go into the next
do you keep on playing them until
I think you probably do
push it because how small this squad is?
Yeah, I mean, in fact, Gary O'Neill spoke about it at the press conference before this game to say that I'm having to take it 1 game at a time purely because the squad is so small, and that as soon as Chelsea's over, I'll think, okay, who is available to actually play, and then just pick an 11 from who's available. Now, hopefully the majority, depending on how Dawson is, the majority will be available and ready to play. Aït-Nouri I thought was good today, but obviously came off and looked a little bit tired coming out from injury, so whether he can play straight away so soon after this game. But regardless of that, I think by and large you have to keep this team, this starting 11 together, because there's not a lot of options there, especially if illness takes over. But these players are performing, and if you've got Lemina and João Gomes battling through to 3 points, then this team can be any team in this league.
Cheeky glass of champagne tonight to celebrate the win. A little Christmas fizz.
Might be Prosecco for me. I'm not sure champagne's in my.
It's not in your wheelhouse.
It's not in my wages, I'm afraid.
There's some beers in the meeting room, by the way. Loads of beers.
Right then.
You could be rocking out here. The 0% alcohol ones. Don't book him on the M6. Crikey.
I'll be enjoying the Gary O'Neill presser now, sitting back relaxing.
Gaz will be on. He'll be on it. Wolves 2 Chelsea 1 for all the post-match reaction. Make sure you log on to Express and Star. It's Christmas, so I'm going to do it. .com!